how was your summer? What were your biggest takeaways that you felt like you made the biggest progress that you're most pleased with your game?
I feel like as a physical standpoint, I got a lot bigger. I got a lot faster from last year. I learned a lot more, about the game, and, about defenses and stuff like that. So, I'm just getting ready for the season, preparing.
Where are you at physically, I guess specifically weight-wise, and then also maybe some other things that you feel like strength-wise that you got better at specifically?
Right now I'm at like 205 right now, but goal probably hit 207, 208. That's my goal. That's where I really want to play at for this season.
What'd you run at last year, most of the season?
Like 195-ish.
Obviously with the back gaining weight, yeah, but maintaining speed, quickness, those kind of things. Were there some advice or other backs that you kind of like looked at and kind of tried to want to be maybe kind of like that physically?
Nah, there was no backs I wanted to base my game off of, but there's backs that I took certain pieces out of, like Saquon Barkley. Everybody could pull pieces out of his game. Bucky Irvin, his vision, like anyone could pull pieces out of their game.
The 205, have you already noticed it? I know it's going to be different with contact and things like that, but have you noticed it, and where do you hope it helps you the most with your game?
Definitely with my contact balance. I was sitting at like 205 during the spring, so basically I felt the difference. I felt the difference in my strength. Even my speed. Like I'm still as fast. I feel a little faster too. But that 205, it definitely helped me a lot.
You said contact balance. Just watching you guys do drills, you do a lot of that. And Coach, I know it's a big point of emphasis for backs, the balance. How much does he preach on that? How much is that a big part of any running back's game to have that balance? I know we talk so much about speed and you have that, and you've shown that, but just that balance part of a back, how important is that?
I feel like you have backs like Alvin Kamara, just great, balanced backs, and I feel like when you have that certain type of balance, it's just gonna make you a better back overall. So that's my goal. I wanted to get into little pieces of my game, like my balance. I wanted to work on my balance a lot more during the off season, so I just get stay off the ground and stuff like that.
How much are you looking forward to fall camp? I know you guys are spring, grinding through summer workouts, just fall practices, and kind of gearing up for season. And just how much you're looking forward to this, and maybe some approaches that you have to practice, or how you want to approach the fall camp.
I'm extremely excited for fall camp. That's all I've been looking forward to. As we've been waiting, I've been sitting outside of pads and stuff like that. I've been waiting to get in pads and been waiting to get into some contact. Coach Chris Paul, he's a great guy. Me and him, we talk about fishing all the time. So I think me and Coach Chris Paul have a great relationship. If I ever needed him, I ever needed to talk to somebody, he's always there for me. Coach Chris Paul, he's like a second dad, basically. So I appreciate him a lot.
What kind of expectations do you have for the Hurricanes this year? Obviously, fell short of the college football playoff. Did you learn anything from the way they ended? So they have to play throughout the entire season, not any trip-ups as you get toward the end?
We just got to finish out the season strong. That's why we have a lot more depth this year, and we're a lot ready for this season coming up.
Anything else you want to add about what we can look forward to you, the quarterback, and anything in terms of how explosive this offense can be overall?
I just say, watch out for the offense. Especially our running back room. Our running back room is pretty stacked. We're ready to go.
And one last thing that just entered my mind, Cam Ward, what was it like to be with him, and what have you noticed the difference between Dak's personality and Ward?
Basically they're coming in with the same mindset to win. Cam Ward, he was a phenomenal dude. He was a great guy. Everybody loved to be around him. The same thing with Carson Beck. We just have that winner's mentality. Everybody wants to be around you. Everybody wants to surround you in a certain type of way. So they're both great players, great leaders. So I'm glad to be around both of those guys.